Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Alrighty. We are going to be doing some scale studies today. I kind of did I pulled everything up in a different program, so it took me a little bit of extra time. I just wanted to use more painty tools today, potentially. And paint tool size really just, the name is deceiving. It's mostly, for me anyway, a sketch program. So I decided to pull this up in Clip Studio really quick and just make sure that I had the brushes I needed for this. But this is going to be a mixture today of, sorry, it's a little dark in here. There we go. Oh, now I look like a ghost. Something like that. Okay. So it's going to be a mixture today. We'll do some sketching, we'll do some painting. So if anybody is drawing along, feel free to just do one or the other. If you don't want to do both, that's fine. I'll try to keep these references posted in the Discord. But I have a lot of them. So like, there's also a middle column if I get really ambitious today. So yeah. We're going to be looking at all kinds of things. We've got some fluffy textures for skin, some ideas about how you can design your critters, big clunky ones, some smoother ones. I just liked there's so much variety. I spent a lot of time yesterday looking at references, actually. Turns out the reptiles, boy, they have lots of options. So yeah, just kind of pulled the ones I thought would be the most fun to work into a dragon design. How you doing, Amaze? Oh, I left my water bottle. Hold on. Yeah, I should probably go grab that before I get caught up in this. 1 second. My jacket in case I get cold. It's not as cold in here today as it was yesterday, so hopefully it'll be alright. How's your morning going, Amaze? I hope it's going well. So what I'm looking for right now is just things I'm noticing as far as ridges and bumps. So like this critter specifically, they've got these little tiny ridges on these interior scales, but as they get further toward the back, they start to turn into more like spikes coming out, which is kind of cool. I feel like you could also incorporate this really easily into like a dinosaur type design, so that could be fun. I also like the color variation here, so I did want to kind of just look at these briefly. This is the kind of thing you'd probably pull up as you're painting just to kind of have on hand for reference, but I did want to just do some practice painting. Not able to. I also liked how you can see this little like fine edge sort of right underneath these scales. It really gives them like a thickness that I don't think I would have noticed otherwise. I'm very reminded of like a sand shrew. I also like how the scales kind of merge into the skin area, like it turns into some like spiky skin folds right here. So I'm actually gonna kind of incorporate that a little bit, or try to anyway. So I'm gonna sketch that out first, kind of draw in the plates or the scales of the arm. It's really interesting to see how it kind of, I don't know, just like how these scales have kind of positioned themselves around the areas that need to be flexible versus the areas that just need to be armored. It's kind of fun. Just something to think about. Alright, let's move down to this guy. I kind of wanted to pay attention on some of these bigger, chunkier ones to, like, I guess where I'm seeing the most groupings of scales. Just kind of making notes like, okay, with this creature, it's kind of on the front of the face, but also around the nostril, kind of any of the sensitive areas, the mouth and the eyes. But I do like the double row of bumps here. I'm noticing like bigger scales at certain places. It's just kind of interesting where nature chooses to put these, I guess. So I'm kind of drawing like, kind of like we do when we're looking for anatomy, I'm just kind of drawing the form of where the scales go, and then I'll fill in once I have, yeah, once I have that like flow down, I guess. Kind of fun. Looks like he's missing a scale. I really like all of the wrinkly skin going on in some of these iguanas. This guy has such an attitude. Oh, hey Septic, how's it going? How are you? Thanks for popping in. I'm trying to pay close attention to like where I'm seeing ridges and bumps and wrinkles and stuff like that in these critters. I'm also really liking this detail of on these wrinkles, there's like little, I don't know if they're osteoderms or spines or like just weird bumpy scales, but they're just kind of like randomly scattered in here, which is a fun texture that I want to maybe remember. I don't think I would have thought of that one on my own. I don't study reptiles very often, so this is a good practice for me and hopefully for anyone else who is wanting to get better at this stuff. Also, I updated my music last night, guys. I stayed here way later than I meant to, going through all the music I had moved from my old computer. So there's quite a mix now. If there's anything that is, I can't quite hear it, I have it turned down pretty low, because if I turn it up too high, then my mic picks up on it, and then my VOD gets dinged for copyright. So yeah, if there's something that's like super annoying or really loud or something on your end, just let me know, because I can't quite hear what's playing. But it's gonna be quite a mixture. It's like everything from like the 50s to today. So sorry in advance. I have eclectic tastes. Also, some of this music I've had on various computers since like high school, so some of it's pretty dated. But I like how these wrinkles extend even into the neck frill here. It's really interesting. I always forget about neck frills. I also love this little ridge that these spikes come out of on top. Just, yeah, some fun stuff to think about. Okay. Doing good. Did some well-deserved self-care. Hey, nice, nice. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the sketches. Excuse me. I had to hiccup there. All right, I might do a combination sketch and paint on this one just to play. I like these throat spines on this guy. And this is also a very fun little spiky frill. Can definitely see how I could incorporate a lot of these into a fun creature design. This song is so silly. Oh, thanks, Amaze. Yes, there's the ref. Speaking of ref, I guess I should probably post these in Discord. But like I said, there's a whole bunch of them today. Why did I open MS Paint? That's not what I was trying to open. Oh my goodness. Can't even computer right now. This is the one I'm doing now, but honestly, I guess I could post the whole page. That'd probably make more sense. Hold on, let me do that. So here's all the options that I picked out for today. I guess I can post these, but there's, oh, it's already in there. Great. Yeah, so just if you would like to paint along with any of this, just go to my references. It might be a little easier. I'll go ahead and post this image, but it's just, I don't know. I'm going to be jumping around pretty quick, so don't feel like you have to do all of these, obviously. Just do the ones that you feel speak to you on a reptilian carnivorous level, I guess. Hey Jufer, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Wednesday. I hope your Wednesday is going well so far. I actually don't remember where in the world you guys are, so if it's already the end of Wednesday, then I hope your Wednesday went well. We'll past tense that phrase, but hopefully you know what I mean regardless. Baby, it's only time. I just love all these little tiny bumps and like giant bits all over these guys. They're really fun. I should have written down what critter this is. It's somewhere in my reptile reference. But I definitely want to pay attention to like how these scales sort of turn into these spikes coming out here. I find that really interesting. Kind of want to emphasize that. On my head. It is Wednesday. It sure is Wednesday. Another fun thing to note about reptiles is like just the variety of color. I mean, I knew that they were a colorful bunch, but there's just a lot of really, like, these color combinations are just like, I don't know, I find this really, these muted palettes really, really pretty. Like, there's a lot of variety, but it's also very grayed. Yeah, you like grayed out blues and oranges and greens, and just a very quietly colorful creature right here. So I'm going to try and replicate some of this texture via paint. So this will be a little experiment here. Don't know if I'll be very good at it. I really haven't painted much, honestly, in Paint Tool SI. I really need to familiarize myself with these programs, so hopefully that's part of what I'll be able to do in this. We'll see, though. I'm trying not to color select too much. I want to get used to leaning on that. Now that I think about it, is there something preventing reptiles from growing feathers? That is such a great question. So I found out recently, and it totally makes sense, that there is, we were kind of talking about this on stream the other day, but there is actually, like, scales are, like, feathers are a type of very highly evolved scale, basically. So if you look at the layering of feathers, they're very similar, like they lay on each other the way scales do. This is a good example of this little snake guy right here. But you can already almost kind of see how that could, how this could turn into that. Do you see these, like, the center pieces? Like, this is almost the quill of the feather, right? And then, like, over time, these turn into, like, actual quills. And so they found dinosaurs with actually, like, you can see this happening in some dinosaurs. Like, there's quills starting to emerge in some of the later theropods. And then at the latest ones, they've actually turned into what we call proto-feathers, which are like frayed quills, and then the feathers eventually come in the flying theropods. So, I mean, there's nothing preventing them necessarily other than like millions of years of evolution, I guess, but yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing to think about. So technically, if you want to get like super technical, birds are actually reptiles because they have the same like common ancestor. Like, they came out of the reptile branch of the family tree, like, you know, way back. Like, we think of them as separate groups now, which they're separate, like, distinctively, but they share, like, that common ancestor. So technically, they are actually reptiles, which is kind of interesting. This purple and this guy. I'm gonna try really hard to paint this. I don't know if I'll be successful. fall underneath my blanket. I can hide it. I know I can take it anymore. One of those days. I don't have to hide. Painful. My blanket, I can hide. I can take it anymore. See now, one of those days. I can't stop seeing your face every day. I can take it anymore. Alright, the trick here is to figure out how to get these scales without having to do like this every time. Because that is going to take a million years. I do like this texture, I just want to know how to like... There's probably a brush I could use for this. These bright tummy spots that I did not pick up the color for. Better be ready to look savvy. Ooh, that was a long ad break. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you to those who are watching through those ads. Does help. Sorry about that long ad break, guys. Thanks for those of you who stuck through that. Didn't notice it till there was like a minute left. Let's see. Now that I think about it, oh, hold on. Somebody reminded you of Quetzalcoatl. Yeah. There's actually a pterosaur called Quetzalcoatlus. Did you know that? It's a really, really big one. It's like taller than a giraffe. It's crazy. So they had a head start, yes, they did on the scales to feathers thing, for sure. Alright, so I'm just kind of playing with texture on trying to get these little scaly bits to show. I do like this kind of trailing spotting. It's kind of fun for these little bright guys. Take this party home. Okay, let's move on to a new guy. I do like that color too, but Don't want to spend too long on these. Forgot to set my timer, but I can tell I've been streaming for at least half an hour, so hopefully that means I've been drawing for at least 20 minutes. Oh shoot! Looks like it's already doing another ad break? What is happening? I'm gonna check in and make sure that my ads aren't spazzing out. They should only be playing like once or twice an hour, not back to back like that. These are some really nice shapes in this guy. I like this a lot. I think the dragon almost draws itself, you know? Sorry about that back-to-back. Hopefully nobody got a back-to-back ad break just now. I'm not sure why it did that. Let me know if you did. I will go and adjust my ad settings and make sure they're not being weird. It says they shouldn't be doing that, so... Yeah, I'm not sure why I did that. Weird. Okay, I don't know why I did that, but... Okay, and I did hydrate, so... I actually didn't realize that you could manage your requests. It's kind of nice. Can already imagine a little lizard gliding around like a squirrel. Yeah, so they're actually, they did have those. I mean, we do have flying lizards for sure. But we also had some flying dinosaurs that didn't use feathers that flew. There's the one I can't pronounce, it's out of China. Yiqui? I don't know. But it's like, it looks like a little dragon. It has skin flaps like a flying squirrel does. It doesn't have feathers, but it was definitely a flying dinosaur. As opposed to like pterosaurs and pterodons, which are actually flying reptiles. So like they stayed in the reptile family, right? They didn't go down the bird path. It would be really cool to have like those kinds of animals today. But yeah, look up Yiqui. You'll really like it. If bats of all flying anything would, yeah, for sure. It's just like a thing that happens every once in a while, like the wing membrane or whatever between the arm and the body and the leg and the body, and then eventually, like, you know, kind of expanding those arms so you have more flapping power over generations. It's kind of interesting. Did not make this eye big enough at all. But yeah, I'm kind of enjoying pointing out these little, like, I don't know, just there's interesting things in these up close reptiles that you wouldn't notice, or at least I wouldn't notice if I was just looking at like a small picture, or probably even one in person. So it's kind of interesting. Hopefully this helps with my design stuff next week. We'll see. I'll probably pull this guy up actually when I do my dragon design and paint from this picture, because I really like the colors in those neck spines. There's also some fun wrinkles down there under the head shield. It's a good thing to note. Gotta think about mobility when you're designing creatures, right? Sometimes it's fun to just put all kinds of ridiculous things on them, but then you're like, huh, this person or this creature wouldn't be able to walk very well because there's so much stuff in the way of mobility. Look at these big old claw things coming out of his neck. I actually have a chicken that her feet have started looking like this. Getting very scaly and reptilian. She's pretty old. And so her little feet are kind of knobbly. I should bring in a picture of those and draw from them. She's pretty crazy looking. Let's see, little skin between. Yeah, that's true. We have some slight webbing there. I'm sure if we became more aquatic, you know, people who had slightly more webbing there would do better, and eventually we would maybe change and have like a little webbed hands or something. Yeah. That's what happened with me when I created. Nobody took. Oh, when you were created? Oh no, Sloppy Salamander. I'm sure. I'm sure that's not true. Oh. You were not well designed? I doubt that. I doubt that. You're perfectly adapted for your environment. Good thing we live in an age where, you know, you don't have to have the best build and the best design to thrive. Very, very frequently, the more I learn about the past, the more I'm just like, man, I'm so glad I'm born today. Like, that I live in the 21st century. We have had it pretty rough for most of human history. I'm not saying it's perfect today, but man, it's a lot of stuff we don't have to deal with. And I'm very grateful for that. I just liked this owl foot. I think it's a saw-whet. I'm not sure how you say it. Owl. But I just like the idea of having kind of like a feathery covering over the feet. I kind of wanted to analyze that a little more closely. It's a nice little foot. It's kind of cute. But yeah, you can almost see the transition from scale to feather right here that we were just talking about, Jufer. So there you go. What to say, I'll say it anyway. Little scaly toes. It's kind of fun noting that these scales all point toward the middle of the foot. Something I would not have thought of, probably, on my own. Oh, I'm so tired. I stayed up way too late last night. You're so right, and my environment is couch. See? The designer knew exactly what they were doing. You were created with intent, Sloppy Salamander. And that intent was to enjoy the heck out of that couch. Evolution work and mysterious. Yes, it does. It does. Maybe not so mysterious. Maybe very practical, actually. But yes, it is really neat regardless. I'm really enjoying learning a lot more about all that lately. All right, let's move on. I don't want to spend too much time on that foot. I just really liked the feather coating. Gotta get your bloody sleep, y'all. Yeah, well, there's a too far gone for that one. Oh, you guys just, I have to show you this picture. I was just looking at this this lizard's mouth. I'm gonna pause my 30-minute timer here. I have to show you this amazing photo. Well, okay, actually, hold on. Is anyone afraid of snakes? I assume if you're afraid of snakes, you're not gonna be here because this looks like a snake, right? Everyone's okay if I show them a snake mouth? Say no if you're not okay with it. Otherwise, it's tacit compliance. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm taking your silence as an agreement to see this picture because it makes me laugh so much. So I was looking for anatomy pictures to kind of understand. Oh my goodness! Thank you for the raid. Oh Mei Xing. Oh shoot! I better double check then. I was just about to show a picture of a snake, but I don't want to scare anybody. We are making. Welcome. How was your stream, Mei Xing? Good to see ya. Thanks for the raid. We are studying skin textures specifically for reptiles primarily, but also looking at just the variety of, like wrinkles and scales and just like textures that we're seeing, with the whole intent to eventually design a dragon next week. Well, I will be making a sea slug dragon later today on stream, so I'm sure some of this will come into play there too. But it's Year of the Dragon starting on Saturday, and then next week, apparently, according to some calendar I found, is Dragon Week. So if anybody wants to hang around for that, feel free to follow along. Appreciate you popping in, guys. If you haven't been here before, my name is Casey. I am an illustrator working on getting into children's books, but I do a lot of creature design, and I've been doing these warm-up streams at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So if you ever want to sketch along, I can show you some of the stuff we've done. We did horns yesterday, so looked at a whole bunch of different horned creatures, just to kind of catalog some ideas. I really like this picture, clearly. But we've done some other stuff too. Let's see, we also did wings. So this was Monday. We did bat wings, bug wings. We did birds last week, I think, or the week before. So I didn't pull up any burbs, but yeah, so that's kind of what we've been doing. Also, I just put on some new music that I haven't listened through the whole playlist of, so if anybody's super annoyed with anything. But here's the sea slug dragon we made 2 weeks ago, I think, on stream. I usually take oh, I didn't mean to do that, sorry, that's a very old one. I usually take a sea slug design, like I'll find a fun sea slug from Sea Slug Forum usually, and turn it into a dragon. So, I mean, you can see I tried to do some rudimentary scaling here. I didn't really have a reference, I was just kind of making it up, but yeah, I'd like to get a little more specific with my creature stuff. So, yeah. Disclaimer, I'm sure what you're saying is very good commentary, but this song is super good. I'm not focusing on anything else, but please don't change it. Okay. I will keep this song on. But anyway, so that's me. For anybody who's never been here before, thanks for popping in. Appreciate your company. I hope your stream went well, Mei Xing. And thanks to those who are hanging out from the raid. Appreciate ya. Appreciate ya. I'm getting kind of back into the swing of Twitch, so I'm still getting used to how all of this works, but anyway, that's what I do around here. So to the folks who just came in, oh thanks Sloppy, I'm glad you like it. We'll be doing another one tonight, so if you're into dragon designs, I do a fair bit of them. I think I showed these on stream yesterday too. Some of these are super old, but yeah, just take like a sea slug and turn it into a dragon, basically. They're fun. It's like a fun creature design exercise. Some of these are really old. I don't really like them anymore. Yeah, anyway. So, that's what we're doing. I'm happy to be your backbone man. So I'm studying with drawing and with color. Oh, but that's what I was going to ask. So I found this really funny, I think it's funny, picture of a snake mouth. So if anyone, let me know now if you don't like snakes and you're not a fan of looking at a picture of a snake's teeth. But I was trying to figure out, like I was finding pictures of like the insides of birds' mouths and stuff, and I was like, oh, I don't usually see this part of the creature. It's kind of interesting to have that information, right? In case you draw a picture of one with its mouth open, for example. It's just nice to know what's going on in there, right? So I went looking for a picture of snakes' mouths, and oh my gosh, I found this picture. I swear this just looks like a Miyazaki drawing. So if you guys are okay with it, I'm going to show you this picture because it makes me laugh so much. It's like this person like squeezing the back part of the python's head, I guess, to make the teeth pop out. But the way they like this is the most anime-looking snake I've ever seen. Hopefully this is okay to show. And if not, I apologize. I tried to give fair warning, guys. But check this out. Oh wait, there we go. Let's try it this way. Look at this face, you guys. He's smiling. He's smiling, you guys. Do you know, is this not the best picture of a snake you've ever seen? I could not stop laughing when I found this. I hope it's not scary to anybody. I just, like, look how happy he looks. Anyway, that's all. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that existed. So I'll take it off the screen in case it's freaking anybody out. But, like, I feel like that is straight out of, like, a Ghibli movie, right? So satisfied. Yeah, I know. He's so happy. Like, come on. That's a charmer right there. That snake's not getting charmed. That snake is a charmer. He's a human charmer. He knows the tricks. It's like, just smile at them. They love that. And I like this picture because you can really see like what's going on, like the inside cheek. Like I always wonder, like, what is this? Like you always see this in people's drawings of like dinosaurs and lizards and stuff, and it's like, what am I looking at? So it's really nice to see like, oh, this is the muscle that attaches the lower jaw here, right? And then this is the muscle that's like the inside of the cheek. So you're seeing two different muscles here, pulling and doing two different things. I don't know. It's just kind of fun for me anyway, to learn what I'm actually looking at. There's like a little cheek flap here, little skin flap. So all this is stuff that can really help inform your creature design. These are things to remember, like where does that attach and where does this attach and why does it make that shape? I feel like understanding all that stuff is really helpful. And just the texture is so different than the rest of the skin texture, which is what we're focusing on today. But anyway, I'm glad you guys liked that too. I was a little worried I was going to freak people out, but I think it's hilarious. Oh, I laughed so hard. Well, I freaked one person out, but that's okay. Me too, little buddy. Just realized, imagine being born an Aztec and being afraid of snakes. Why? Because there's a lot of snakes there? Or are you just saying because of Quetzalcoatl? So satisfied. When you see the big human opening a new blurred box. Exactly. Look at these little teeth. It's got these little teeth down there. Very bitey. I'm not sure what kind of lizard this is. It looks like some kind of monitor, but I don't know. I just like these sections, like sectioning the scales is kind of helping me map them out a little bit. So I'll have to remember this kind of layout when I'm drawing later. It may make a reappearance. I really like it. It also helps me like map out where everything goes. Sing Take away. Definitely a monitor. They love snakes like a lot. It's been a long time since I studied Mesoamerican culture. I took a Mesoamerican art class in college, and I think that's the last time I really... It was interesting, for sure. I just don't remember a whole lot. To be fair, there's probably a lot of snakes. And I feel like you tend to worship what you fear, right? As a way of placation. Like that's kind of how human history has rolled when it comes to that. Boy, ain't that a piece of human psychology? We do worship what we fear. Very much celebrate. Well, anyway, I'm not gonna get too existential here. I'll just think about that quietly to myself for a little bit. Don't mind me, guys. Like I said, I'm a little sleep deprived. Might get some extra Casey rambles today. I did not go to bed, I think, till 2. I just laid awake after I laid down for so long. It's very frustrating. I was very tired. It's like I was super exhausted until the exact moment I turned off the lights and laid down, and then my brain was like, hey, we wanted to be awake, I thought. So stupid. Grr. Okay. I wonder if there's a way to like quickly do these scale patterns in the painting set. Hold on, I'm gonna do a little paint experiment here because I also like these colors a lot. Definitely a monitor. Are you a reptile guy, Amaze? Does anyone in chat keep reptiles? Does anyone have reptiles? Does anyone want to shed some light on some reptile behavior? Amaze, do you have reptiles? I don't know if I know anybody who actually keeps lizards or snakes or anything as pets. Oh, that reminds me though, I'm not sure if you were here when I was talking about this, Jufer, but we were talking about scales and feathers and birds and reptiles and all the connections between those things. There's this guy I've watched on YouTube for a long time. I haven't seen anything lately, but he used to be a falconer. He started training mink to hunt using similar techniques and then kind of branched out from that, and they're kind of a little bit more like dog training, but like a lot of clicker training, right? But because he had the falconry experience, he was just curious. He was like, oh, I wonder if I can train a lizard to hunt. Like, can I hunt with a lizard and like teach it to not eat the prey but hunt the prey for me? And like basically used the same techniques he used for falconry and totally trained a monitor lizard to hunt like as a hunting companion. It was so cool to watch. I think ultimately he abandoned the exercise just because there was some issue with the... I don't remember. There's some issue, but just the fact that that was even accomplished was like crazy to me. It's so interesting. And it totally makes sense to me, right? That they're connected, like biologically. Because that's like, oh, that's why those techniques work so well. Like their brains are still kind of similar. Like birds very much have that reptile brain, you know? Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. I wanted to chitter chat about it. That's how the snake god gets you. First is sleep deprivation, then you start thinking about snakes. Once you're down the rabbit hole, there's no going back. It's true. Yeah, and that's how... Oof, yeah. Yes, we're just gonna say yes to that. Are you talking about the Mink Man? Yes! Do you watch the Mink Man? Joseph Carter, the Mink Man? You guys should go check out his channel. It's really interesting. I haven't followed in a while, but I think it's really fun and fascinating. I don't remember. It just like showed up on my YouTube algorithm one day. I was like, what is this? And then I just kind of watched for pretty regularly for a while. I would put it on in the background while I was doing things. He mostly does, I think, dog ratting videos right now because he's got a big team of dogs that he does rat, like, de-infestation jobs with. But anyway. I'm not sure about this technique that I'm using right now. I feel like I should have done another layer. Because then I would have been... Hold on. Let me experiment with this. I'm just gonna quickly redo these. And insert. Oh, welcome to Kermit, by the way, guys. Yes, my playlist is weird. Hope you're okay with it. I forgot he existed for a bit there, so he did end up abandoning the monitor project. Well, I mean, it worked. Like, he did it for a long time. Something happened with... I don't remember if it was the monitor. I think it was because it ended up being, like, they're hard to sex or something, and maybe it was because she ended up being female, and he was hoping for... Or maybe it was a male and he was hoping for female. I think it, like, wasn't getting big enough to actually do the rat jobs. Like, it was only... Basically, I think it actually turned out the type of monitor he got was only ever going to be, like, was pretty much at its full size. Nothing is wrong with it. I think he still has it as a pet, but he just doesn't take it out hunting anymore. I want to say it was that, and it was just like the time it was taking to train, and they just got a new puppy too, and he just didn't have enough time to train, to keep up on the training of the lizard and the puppy. But I could be wrong about that. It's been a while since I've seen the why he stopped doing that. But I mean, he did it for like a year or two, I think. It was, as far as I'm concerned, it was successful. I thought it was super interesting. I just never would have even thought, like, I wonder if that's ever even been done before, you know? But he did train it. Like, it would hunt on command and drop the food, and, like, it was just like having a falcon. But it was a lizard. So cool. Alright, I'm just gonna find a better scale brush for this. This guy? Is this cheating? I don't know. Oh yeah, go get to your meeting. Don't be late. Thanks for hanging out though. Alright, I'm just doing this the cheap and easy way, guys, because I want to experiment with some scale stuff really fast. It would be cool to find a quick way to do scales, so I wonder if this would be an option at least. Yeah, so this could be a way to do it. It's not super detailed and accurate, but myself like how I found you. I need you so we can happily do. Tonight, thinking candlelight, I might just hold you tight. Tell me you wanna come back. It's okay, a princess seems just my type. Promise I'll be there tonight. Okay, well that was fun. I just want you to be mine, oh mine. Yeah. Alright, cool. That was a successful practice in textures there. I feel like I will definitely use that later. It's good to know, good to know. Makes it go a little faster. Pick up line. Friends and books, TV shows you like. What makes me say you find myself found you. I just want you. All right, fun. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's do, I'm gonna make this little middle column go away for a second. Just gonna focus on these guys over here. Also super obsessed with these guys right here. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the sailfin dragon. It's a really cool creature that I somehow missed. I don't know how. They're awesome. They look like actual dragons. It's this guy right here. I'll show you guys some more pictures in a second, but... Oh, welcome back, Maze. That was fast. Alright, I feel like I maybe sketched this one yesterday, so I'm not gonna... I think I did. I just really liked his scales, so I'm just gonna quickly block this one in. I like his frill a lot. And his little stubby face. It's very ornery looking. Like Tom Sawyer. It's very Triceratopsian in some ways. Yeah, you can almost see like the different ripples, I guess, of the scales going on here. They kind of radiate out from the middle of his forehead, which is kind of fun, and go up the slopes. It's fun to notice those little details. Log them away mentally. Remember, the whole purpose of these references is not just to copy and get something exact, but it's to take mental notes so that you can apply it to creature design later. So just kind of remember what you're noticing. If you're kind of new to drawing, especially, that might not seem apparent. It might seem like the objective is just to copy exactly, but while that's good and that's not a terrible thing to attempt, it's not really going to help as much, I don't think, in the long term, if you're not actually like thinking about why things look the way that they do, so you can remember it when you don't have reference in front of you. So a lot of artists call this building your visual library. So it's just sort of like your internal reference of, like, you know, what you think things look like, so that your default drawings can get better. Okay, we're gonna leave that there. I want to draw this dude. Actually, I kind of want to paint this dude. Just love his skin wrinkles a lot. That face. So good. Hey, hey. Hope you guys are okay with like a splash of country here and there. I'm gonna be experimenting with a few different ways to do these wrinkles, but I do like them a lot. I like how he's got like an underbite. I'm assuming this is some type of iguana. Actually, I haven't looked up anything about the sailfin dragon, so I don't really know. Don't really know much about it, but it's pretty neat. Sometimes I feel good, times I feel you, loving you, darling, makes me so confused. With you, love someone. Never felt this way. Cause me so much pain. Just when you think I'm taking more than a fool. So now I'm gonna approach this a different way. Back in love with you. So I'm going to start with like a mid-tone, and then I'm going to paint in the highlights to show the wrinkles, I think. I think that might be a slightly faster way to do this. Just experimenting with different ways I can apply this when I go to paint a dragon later. It's okay. Sometimes if you are working and you hate what you're doing, don't worry. That's just kind of part of the art process. I'm not super fond of the way this is looking right now, but a lot of times art has to get ugly before it can get nice looking. So don't just take solace knowing that what you're doing is right. If it's looking gross, that means you're making progress. And yes, I did add those teeth. I just thought it was funny. It's not really part of it. With you, love someone. I do like the texture in the gouache brush though, actually. I haven't used that in a while. I forgot how much I liked that. So what I'm doing right now is I'm using what I already know about critter anatomy from some of the studies we've done and just, you know, studies over my life, I guess, to kind of paint in where some of the muscle groups are. And then I'm going to go over just to get some of those base, like, highlight areas on. And yeah, then I'll paint over and do some of those wrinkles, and hopefully it'll come together. We'll see. We'll see. You never know. I may abandon it. I'm not immune to frustration when things don't look right, but so far it's not. It's starting to look a little better, so let's see. Some wrinkles there. Some of this is also just me gaining familiarity with a new digital paint program that I haven't really done a lot of painting in. I've done a lot of like inking and like hard coloring in Clip Studio for comic stuff, but I haven't actually done a lot of like sit down and paint something in this program type work. So yeah, it's just kind of a learning curve, I think, that I'm climbing up a little bit, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So the way I like to do wrinkles like these is kind of find the biggest lines, just to kind of walk you through what my brain's doing right now. I'm finding the darks right now, and that's going to lay the groundwork for where the wrinkles go. Making sure that I'm trying not to miss too many of them. There's a few that I'm omitting just because I think it'll make it look a little too crazy if I try to get all of them. But now that I have those, I'm essentially going to go in and make sure I've got them right. Oh, I missed one there. That's why this is weird. But yeah. Run away. basically going over the top part. So I'm finding, so like you have to think about your light source, right? So there's light coming this way, hitting that part of the creature. And so that's why this side of the wrinkle is in highlight and the other side is darker. I need to fix his head shape. His head shape is very wrong. That's okay. Thank you for the hydrate. I am hydrating. Please not to say just simple things. It's got a very funny face, guys. I really like it. It's very charismatic. There we go. Emphasize these guys a little bit more. There's some really great little line textures here. I'm just going to kind of imply them with some very light brushwork, but I don't want to go overboard here because it'll probably end up making it look weird. But it also kind of helps with the, there's like a little bit of scale texture that I'm not going to do that much detailed painting right now to do. But you can kind of work some of that in if you're crafty about your placement of things, right? Like I can just do kind of along where the highlights are, I could do a few spots to kind of imply that. Alright, I'm going to move on here in a second because I am spending too much time on this boy, but he's so pretty. How can I not? That bright blue eye. I feel like if you're going to put detail anywhere on a creature or on a person or anything you're doing, a good place to do that is always around the eye. So if you're not thinking about stuff like where you're drawing the focus of somebody who's looking at the image or the viewer, you know, as you might say, it's typically the eye that we all look at first of something. So if you just like put a few high contrast details around the eye, and suddenly that's going to look like a very big focal point of the image. So I'm putting a few of those little dots I'm seeing kind of right there, little trail leading up to them. I'm gonna just toss in a few more lines to kind of up the contrast slightly. Nothing like a strong outline to tell someone where to look, right? And yeah, there's our lizard. Every man's got a woman, everyone's there. But yeah, if you haven't seen the sailfin dragon, hold on. I need to show you guys a picture. They are so cool. Tell me this does not look like a straight up dragon. Look at that. They are really neat creatures. I mean, this almost looks like it's like a fantasy picture, you know? Like, they are semi-aquatic. They're really cool. I'm so upset that I didn't know this existed. So cool. So cool. It's a rite of passage, it's the secret of life. So neat. Can I find true love before I run out of time? Ah. I don't know why I can't undo that. Are you just gonna not let me undo? That was so weird. Okay. Anyway. Let's move on. Making pretty good time here. Spent a little more time probably on that than I should have, but that's okay. Turned out to be helpful, so. Here's another wrinkly guy. I do like those wrinkle textures, but I might actually skip them just because we just did a wrinkle one for now. I might come back to it. I want to do some scales. Haven't done scales yet. I feel like scales are the main thing. Someday to fall in love before I'm old and gray. I just want to look at like how they layer, you know? Now you know how all of us felt when we discovered the secretary bird. I remember feeling that way about the secretary bird for sure. Oh, I know. I was there. I was right there with you guys. Actually, I don't know if I want to draw these so much as I want to paint them. I'm trying to think what the smartest way to do this would be if I were to do this in a design. I feel like painting them is the smartest, fastest way. Could be wrong. Let's experiment. Hold on. Maybe, but not that way. I feel like this method over here is so far the best way, I think, to get these scales done. It's just faster. At least gives me like a basis. Find a way. Wonder if you know to really feels outside of alone. Maybe you should know how it feels. To my leg. you find a way. I wonder if you know how it really feels. Maybe drawing first is the way to go. I thought it would go faster, but I think it's just messy. I'm probably not doing this the most economical way. But man, scale details. Let's move down to this guy. I do like his little smug grin, so I am gonna draw that. I also like how short his face is. It's a fun thing to keep in mind. Oh, speaking of, so we're coming up on the end here of the stream probably. I'll be back on at 4, but I just wanted to see what you guys, if anyone had preferences for next week. So next week is Dragon Week. I'm kind of torn. At first I was gonna do like Eastern dragons and Western dragons on each day, and then on Wednesday kind of pick, like, just kind of like make your own dragon design using everything we've learned. I still kind of want to look at like existing, you know, fantasy art. There's some really good stuff out there that has like lots of different takes on dragons that I want to kind of point out, I guess. But I also started thinking like it might be kind of fun to at least do a little bit of like teeth and eye studies as well, because there are a lot of different ways. Like there's so many fish that have crazy teeth, and like, I mean, with a dragon, right, you're not limited, so you could do like everything from like a hippo to, you know, a spider to like a snake. Like there's so many ways you can do teeth, right? You know, sharks. there's just a lot of options. And then of course eyes, like there's such a variety of cool ways to do like eye. Like look at all of the modeling going on inside the eye of this snake, for example. Really, really cool. So I don't know if anybody has a preference. If you wanted, we could do maybe, I was thinking either we could do teeth and eyes on Monday and then Tuesday respectively next week, or do teeth and eyes together on Monday, and then on Tuesday look at existing fantasy designs, and then Wednesday is going to be make your own dragon. Regardless, that's what we're doing Wednesday. But I don't really, I'm kind of torn on what to make the theme for Tuesday and Monday next week. I don't know if I should keep doing like specific body part studies like this. What do you guys prefer? Does anyone have a preference? I mean, you guys are the ones watching me, so, and drawing along, some of you, especially if you're drawing along. I'd love to know what you would prefer to practice. I mean, obviously you can do whatever you want in your spare time. Like, you're not limited, of course. I hope you don't feel that way. You can do whatever you want to prepare, or just, you know, for fun. Not even to draw with me. But for the streams, I guess I'm just trying to figure out what is the best. Wonder how it'd look if you compared scales to feathers under a microscope. See, yeah, I'm sure people have done that for sure. Make your own dragon, just like, yeah, that's what we're doing on Wednesday. So that's what this whole week and next week is building up to. Is Wednesday, next Wednesday, is going to be design your own dragon for warm-ups. Kind of like we did the first week that I did when for these stream series for sketching. I mean, we did make your own dragon. Or I mean, griffin. Sorry. So yeah, it's the same idea. We are doing that, but what I'm trying to figure out, like I said, is what do you want to do Tuesday and Monday? Don't know why I couldn't get that word out. I just don't know what to study. I don't want to do make your own dragon all 3 days. I think that would be repetitive. Plus, that's pretty much what I do. I feel like I'm on like a bi-weekly basis on stream. So I just didn't know if no one has preferences, I'll just keep thinking about it. And maybe post in Discord if you have a preference, if you're not sure yet. Do you want to study eyes? Do you want to study teeth? Do you want to study some other dragon-y thing that I haven't thought of? Or do you want to do Eastern and Western studies, like, and just look at dragon art? I don't know. I might do a combination if nobody has a preference. I'm just not sure. Oh, hey, Anastasia. I do like the leaf shape of these scales. These are so fun. Is it just me, or does that green snake reference like look like they have knees? Oh my gosh. I have to draw that now. You do realize that you've just, this reference, this is gonna happen, just so you know. I kind of want to trace it, but now I also kind of turn this guy into it. So here's what I'm seeing. His face. He's so pleased with himself. Little shoulders. kind of snaking his neck out here, and then he's got little knees that he's just kind of, you know, here's the bicep and the, maybe he's holding up a camera. Yep, totally see it. Oh my gosh, hilarious. Maybe he's got a little t-shirt. What have I done? He also looks like with the scales, at least on my drawing, he's got little buck teeth. What have I done? That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Can't unsee it now. Oh no, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna slide it over. I think you've done amazingly, Jufer. I don't think you've done anything wrong here. This is a magnificent thing that exists now. Snake. He's just dreaming of having knees, that's what he's doing. Hilarious. Anyone else want to watch Anastasia again? This is making me want to watch it. It's kind of funny to see like the different directions his scales are all going here. Many different ways to kind of arrange these, you know, but they still have that same like feather overlap thing going on that we were talking about before, which is kind of cool. Okay. Ah yes, my friend the chameleon. You know, I already drew him yesterday, so I don't think I'm gonna draw him again. I kind of originally wanted to like just paint, maybe I'll just paint the scales around his nose. I just really like these, the way that his, what am I trying to say? Just like the way that his skin operates. It sounds like such a weird thing to say. When the storm is through. We were strangers on a crazy adventure. Okay, so the real part that I wanted to look at was the scaly bit. Just like how you can see the skin underneath. He's got these little tiny scales kind of crawling up the horn a bit. It's probably not the right way to explain this, but I just wanted to look at them a little more closely. They start to get bigger and like closer together, so you don't really notice them that much by the time they've like connected with the rest of the body, but I do like it. Waited so long, nothing's gonna tear us apart. So I wanna keep going. Could hear when the words stop standing. Okay. That's all. That's all I really wanted to do. I do like the little yellow highlights though on these top scales. Going, this is where I wanna keep going on. This is where I wanna keep going. This is where I wanna keep going. Nothing like a good blend tool, guys. Okay. Ta-da! Alrighty. Oh, hey, Nofi Blue. How's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. We're just doing some warm-up sketches. Don't mind that snake. I'm trying to study skin textures in critters. So looking at kind of like different types of scaling and ridges and wrinkles and just kind of some of the like osteoderm patterns, I guess is what they're called. I'm not totally sure if I'm using that term correctly. And just trying to come up with some like techniques to make putting in scales a little faster for dragon designs, because next week is Dragon Week. So we're going to be using all the stuff that we've learned the past few days. Yeah, why does it do that? Oh my goodness. Okay. Clip Studio does not like my mouse, clearly. So yeah, just kind of looking at some reference. I had this like middle column that I could work from too. I might do this alligator one really fast. I pulled up a few different types of scaled critters. I do like this tortoise leg. It's super like knobbly, but I may have to just save these for when I actually do the design stuff later. Yeah, this is, so I usually do warm-ups in the morning. So we've been picking like themes on Discord and just sort of drawing them, right? Let me see if I can find my other one really fast. But yeah, you guys go check out Nofi Blue. She's got some really good art herself. Let me see if I remember how to do this. Let me see if I can beat Amaze. I don't think I can. He's so fast. Hey, did it. Yeah, so you guys can go check her out. I met her yesterday when I was hopping around on Twitch looking for some new art streamers. Let me see if I can find it really fast if you want to see the old stuff. Where is my... There it is. Okay. So these are some of the ones we did last week for Dinosaur Week. Kind of studied bird things and then kind of applied it to some dinosaurs, which was fun. Also did theropods. Let me studied different dinos, right? Oh, I don't know why those layers look so weird. Let's pull this one up. There's my Parasaurolophus, sauropods, you know, those kind of things. So we've been doing like more creature-focused stuff lately. I wonder why this looks so strange. Oh, I've got a layer. Low opacity, that's why. Anyway, well, I guess I can't click it. Anyway, so we've just been doing various studies in the mornings. So if you ever want to do studies with me, you're welcome to join. I'm trying to think what else we did. We did, they've been really fun. I feel like they've been helping. Yeah, cervids and equines, that kind of thing. And then this was the first week was birds of prey and lions. Somewhere are lions. Down here are lions. I don't know why they're all in so many layers, but and also a dinosaur. Don't worry about that. Anyway, so been doing some studies, and this one we combined the birds of prey and the big cats to make a griffin on Wednesday. So we're gonna be doing the same thing. We were just talking about that actually. We're gonna be doing the same thing next week. So next week, like I said, is Dragon Week, because I guess Year of the Dragon is on Saturday, so maybe that's why they're doing it. But alas, I digress. We've been studying dragon-y design things. So we did wings, we did horns, today was scales, all the stuff I'm doing in this program. So now you're all caught up. That's what we're doing. So hopefully by next week, I was trying to decide if I want to do teeth and eyes next week, and then on Wednesday do design a dragon, just using all the bits, or if I want to do maybe teeth and eyes on Monday, and then look at actual, like, here's ways that other artists have interpreted all of these things to make dragons on Tuesday. So maybe we'll do that, but I don't know. I haven't decided yet. It's just a way. I post my references in Discord. People can draw along and share if they want or not. It's totally up to you. It's just kind of a fun way to stretch those muscles and kind of get your day off started on a artistic foot, I guess. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to skip this middle column for now, unfortunately. I probably need to head out in just a little bit. I got other stuff I got to do before my stream at 4. So today, as a teaser for anybody, I guess since you just popped in, if you're still around in a few hours, yes, Dragon Week is my favorite amaze. How did you know? I keep my affinity for creatures so quiet. You know, I'm very shy about it. So I like to do sea slug dragons. They're kind of fun. Since you've never been in here before, Nofi, if you don't mind me sharing. I use different reference pictures for years. I've done this as just like a for fun project, but there's like so many cool sea slugs out there, right? And so I've been collecting all these photos for a long time, like finding ones that I really like, and then using them for inspiration to make dragons. So I was just sharing these earlier with someone else. I got rated earlier, and so I decided to show them, but I will show you as well. So like here's an example of one. We take the sea slug. I just do it by myself. I have no idea if anyone actually does this too, but I've always thought it's a really fun practice. Nature's just got so many cool patterns and inspiration. So here's another one, right? And so it's kind of a fun way to take inspiration from nature to like apply it to your work. Here's the most recent one. We did this one a couple weeks ago. Oops, I don't know where the sea slug is. Oh, those are the Instagram photos that I still haven't posted. You guys, I'm terrible. Where is it? There's one. I don't know where all the ones that have pictures of the slug with them are. But you can see like some of these are, oh, there it is. Some of these are pretty old. Like I kind of stopped doing this project for a while, and then I thought it would be fun to pick up again. So I'm doing it now where first and third Wednesday of every month, my big stream, my afternoon streams where I'm actually sitting down and doing something, like working on one project or one piece. Those are always going to be, you know, barring special circumstances, are going to be sea slug dragon design streams. So yeah, I'll probably do another one of these later today. Haven't picked my sea slug yet. I'll do that at some point. But these are just some of the past designs. So anyway, that's enough of that. So that's what I'll be doing later today. If anyone's watching this now or watching the VOD and you're like, oh, that sounds fun. It'll be at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which for me is in about 4.5 hours. So depending on where you are at in the world, if you are up in 4.5 hours, I would love to hang out with you if you wanted to hang, but no pressure, of course, if you can't or just don't feel like it. I will never be offended by that. I guess I'll just go out. I don't really have, they're all spread out. I usually try to pick up like an image to go out on, but I'll just zoom in on this colorful guy. Or not, because Clip Studio clearly hates my mouse. Like, it will not respond to anything I'm doing with my mouse. Okay, we'll just go out on these guys. They're colorful enough. But yeah, thanks for popping in. It was so good to see you. I appreciate you hanging out for a minute. So good. Oh, thank you. Oh, hey, Ark. I didn't even see you in here. You guys all have blue text in my little pop-out chat, so I'm sorry if I didn't say hi. If you came in earlier, it's good to see you. Oh, but thank you, thank you. Thanks for coming in, Nofi. It's so nice to meet you yesterday, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Like I said, if you're around later today, I'd love to see you again. Hold on, I'm scrolling up on chat a little bit. Oh, sorry, there you are, Ark. I'm sorry, Rocky. I did not mean to miss you. Good afternoon. Hang in there, buddy. In 700 million years, you'll get there exactly. I missed a lot of chat. Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah. Yeah, exactly. You'll get some knees one day. All right, I think I've caught up to everybody. Sorry if I missed anybody who popped into chat, but yeah, you all blend in today. It's so hard to tell. But anyway, I'm gonna head off. Let's see if I can find an art streamer to raid. I tried to only raid into art streams. So if I can find my little raidy thingy, because I'm bad at Twitch and I always forget how to do it in the chat. Let's see who's on. Oh, Chakuri's on. We rated her last week, but I really like her stuff. Let's see what she's up to. Making something beautiful, of course. Is it holding a creature? Okay, we have to go check this out. I don't know what she's drawing, but we're gonna read Chakuri. I really like her work a lot, so if you haven't seen her work yet, you gotta come with me to this raid. She's really sweet. Your Casey's streaming calls. I don't know if I can read myself. My stream is over. But yeah, we're gonna go pop into Chakuri's. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I appreciate you, and I'll maybe see some of you later today at 4. But if not, have a great rest of your day, and hopefully I'll catch you another time. So, bye!
lot of dragons recently because I need to be. Well, it is Year of the Dragon, specifically Year of the Wood Dragon, but I don't know how I feel about wood textures, and then also trying to put that on a dragon. But eventually, some dragon would be nice. And also speaking of pictures, is this lovely lady holding a big snail? Is the crittery at this stage? It is. This is Samir Style. It's by Helena, who's streaming right now, and this is a snail on a slip plate. I don't know if I was gonna make it a big giant snail, but then I had to dress it again. And so somehow we've gotten here from that, and somehow we have. So yeah, you want to do some elemental texture study days for warm-ups, just because wood texture is on the list, and wood texture would be really nice to do because like once you have it down and you can add that in, there's so many like fun options for like concepts or environments. Even just I guess the trees themselves. And I don't hate trees. They take a really long time because I need to do more trees. Also nice texture studies. Also your texture studies. Did you get to see the big sculpture of the dino that you made? I forget what the name of the dino is, but it's okay. I can't able to pronounce it. So I do with texture for Treehouse Casey. But yeah, Kenta has a architecture challenge coming up, where it's like an architecture challenge, and there's one comment a week. And so I'm going to do my best. I had it last year, and I didn't have time to participate. But this year for sure. Yourself to practice these things on your own, but if someone's watching you sketching with you on Twitch, you seem more likely to do it. Anyone who needs warm-up sketching practice is welcome and join. So you do that in the mornings, and sometimes you have like 2 streams in a day. You'll have like a morning and then later on you'll come on. And it's so exciting. I did try. Yeah, I can't just come up with ideas for possible environments involving like architecture. So like I mentioned tree houses as well. Warm-ups are in the AM and shorter. The afternoon streams on Monday and Wednesdays are longer. Doing a sea slug inspired dragon design this afternoon. For Here the Dragon, you're also doing something like a snail. So cool. There was quite a lot of snail puns earlier. That